Hi, I'm Alicia and welcome to my channel Papercraft Secrets. I'm honoured that you are here and I hope you're having a lovely day so far. Today I'm sharing a video tutorial on how to create 6 steampunk vintage cards using my steampunk cards digital printable. So I'm just going to take you through the 6 different cards that we'll be making. And may I say that they are really easy to create. So here's the first one. I've used a happy birthday sentiment on this one, and it's got a male image on the front of the card. So they have a real vintage feel and a distressed sort of feel. This is a female one. I had some requests for a female steampunk girl, so I've made a couple of those. So in case you wanted to do the female version, and I've put some butterflies in the background of those ones. This one here is a French bulldog, and this is like the #1 most popular dog at the moment, so I added in one of those. This is another male card, and the last one is another dog one, and this is like your poodle, cavoodle type dog, which is very popular as well. So they are the 6 cards that we're going to be making in this tutorial. So let's take a look at the printable that we are going to be using today. This is the Steampunk Vintage Cards printable. It is available on in my shop at www.papercraftsecrets.com.au. Let's look at the pages in the printable. This is the sentiment page here, so you've got a variety of happy birthday, thank you, just for you, and I love you sentiments in circles and in love heart shaped designs. We also have a page of tags here which we will be using in our cards today. Here is one page of our images. You'll see I've done both facing both ways, so you can choose as to which way you like to create your image. Alternatively, you can glue them back to back and use them in journal making as a tag. I have had requests for making my images back to back like a mirror image, so I do try to accommodate requests. And here we have the card, like the front of the card and the insert for each card. And so there's a variety of different background papers. So you've got 3 different ones of those to make your cards with. And then you've got your images that you need to fussy cut out, or you can use your Cricut. If you prefer, you can use the PNG files and cut those out on your Cricut or your electronic cutting machine. And the same with your tags. You can choose to fussy cut, or you can choose to cut those out, and your sentiments, and even the ones on the front cover if you'd like some extra little embellishments, that they are there for you as well. And this matches my other steampunk vintage printable that I have created previously, so make sure you check that out as well. Here are my images. I chose to fussy cut mine as opposed to cutting out on my Cricut. It's a personal preference, whatever suits you, feel free to do that. So I've got my images, and I've got my little sentiments, and I've got my tags, and I have inked all of the edges of these already with my bark ink, because I really like an inked edge. That's an option for you. I didn't ink these ones because they've already got a dark border around them, so I just left those, but you could ink these if you wanted to as well. And so there's all of those little bits and pieces. Once you've got all that ready, we are ready to start creating our cards. If you need assistance with printing, or what sort of paper that you like to print on, you can check that out in the description below. I have information on what printer I use and what cardstock I use for my printer, so you're more than welcome to look into that. If you haven't printed before and this is something that you'd like to get into, please email me and ask. It's easy and simple once you know how. So yeah, don't hesitate. If you'd like to get into printing your own printables at home, but you're not exactly sure on how to start, please contact me and I can help you through that. Our next step is to cut our base cardstock. I'm using craft colored cardstock. You can use any color, black, brown, whatever you like. The size for each card is 10.5 by 4 inches. So that's what I'm cutting for my cards. I like to cut the 10.5 off first and then go up and do the 4 inches 3 times, and that way when you fold it in half, if you've printed it on A4 paper and you've just done the PDF version, that should fit perfectly with your printable. So just check your measurements, but the 10.5 by 4 has worked really well for me with these printables using A4 cardstock and the PDF printable. So I'm going to do that again. So all I need to do is cut off the 10.5, cut to 10.5. I'm just going to cut that line off there, and then I'm going to turn the cardstock and I'm going to cut it 4 inches, and again at 4 inches, and that will give me 6 card bases from 2 12 by 12 pieces of cardstock. So a very economical way of creating 6 cards. Once you have cut out your 10.5 by 4 inch rectangles, then all you need to do is fold them in half, and these cards will open from the top. So I'm just going to go through and do that now. So simply folding those in half. And then I'll get my bone folder and I'll smooth those folds down so that they sit really nicely and sturdily. And there we go, that's our base card. So now we're going to spread those out on our table, and we're going to choose our card insert and our first layer for decorating our cards. I'm just separating the inserts from the first front cover layer. Take your glue and put some glue on the reverse or the back of your first front layer, and then just glue that down into the middle of your folded card, and you'll see you'll have a nice border around the edge of the card. Let's pop that on. Once we have all of our front pieces on, we are going to add in our inserts. I matched mine, so the same design on the front and the same design on the inside. Up to you if you would like to have yours matching or whether you'd prefer to have them different. And our last one now. Beautiful. They're all good. Now I'm going to lay them out on my table because I like to see all of my cards at once. Just give those another fold so that they sit flat. I am punching a hole in the top of each one of my tags because I like to put a little bow in through that hole. Today for my bows, I'm using a twine, but it's not my usual white twine. It's more of a craft colored twine, or a, like the old-fashioned sort of parcel twine. So I'm just wrapping or tying that twine around my tags and through the hole and making a little bow, and I just like that look at the top of the tag. Just doing that for all of those. My next decision is which tag suits which paper the best. Have fun deciding on that one. Then I add a little bit of recycled cardboard to the back of my tag, and I'm gluing that directly down onto my card. And it's going in the middle this time. Sometimes I have my tags on one side, but with these quite narrow cards, I'm positioning my tag directly in the middle of the card. I use recycled cardboard for elevation. You don't have to if you like to keep your cards flat, or if you prefer, you can use double-sided mounting tape. My next step is to glue on the picture that I have decided for each card. So with my butterfly backgrounds, I'm using my female steampunk images. And with the more masculine background, I'm going with the male steampunk images and the animal. But it's completely up to you. So whatever image you think suits the background paper, you go with that. There's no right or wrong way to create these cards. My next job is to add my sentiments, and I'm starting to do that now. The sentiments can go with any image that you like. You can choose love heart, you can choose globe, you can choose cog, sentiment, whichever one suits the occasion or the person that you're making the card for. So this one I've got the thank you love heart, this one is the I love you, this one here, the happy birthday, and just where to put it, I'm sort of putting it on the side of the image. Can be on the left hand side, can be on the right hand side, whichever one you feel, or in the middle, whichever one, wherever you feel is best. There's no right or wrong spot for a sentiment. They're all looking really nice. Now I'm quite happy with my design. I did decide that I wanted a little bit of inked edge around the actual card itself. I hadn't inked that before, but I do like how it just gives an extra element to the card. So I went through and inked all of the cards on the inside as well to give them more of that vintage look. And that is our cards completed. So we have made a set of 6 vintage steampunk cards that are perfect for a variety of occasions. You can keep these in your stash and pull them out when needed, when you need a special card. They're quick and easy to make, so make sure you have a try of these and see if you enjoy creating cards with printables like I do. It's a very economical way to create cards, and you can print the images as many times as you like. So if you really like a specific image and you want to give it to more than one person, you can just reprint. So that's one of the great things about printables. Look at this cute little dog. So I'm really happy with those cards, and I hope that you enjoyed the tutorial and that you are inspired to give them a go. So these are available for sale in my website shop at www.papercraftsecrets.com.au, and they are also available in the Papercraft Secrets Classroom, which is where I have all of my printables and all of my tutorials. So if you haven't checked out the Papercraft Secrets Classroom, you need to have a look and see if it might interest you for creating lots of printer cards from printables and albums, and all sorts of scrapbook layouts and things like that. Please make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching and have a lovely crafty day.